Buona giornata and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to be doing another highlighter review. It has been a crazy month, I feel like, of highlighters. I promise it's the last one. I will not buy another one in 2019, but I hope you guys are enjoying them. I love highlighters, obviously. So I already did a video on Jaclyn Hill's beaming highlights, so I will link that up here. But today's video is going to be on the Flash palette. So unfortunately, I don't have the brush. It came in another separate shipment. We will see. This one's the one where it was like $49. So let's see if it's worth it. We will do comparisons, all that good stuff. I also do comparisons at the end of this video with a like Wet n Wild highlight compared to the Beaming Loose highlights because I was getting questions. But yeah, I'm going to stop yapping. Let's put these on my face. Please don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It's the holidays, the giving season, you know? So push that button and let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. So this is what the packaging looks like. I will say, like, it did come nicely well wrapped. I always like to show how things are wrapped, but I don't know if anybody else cares other than me. I just like to know things are safe. Like, it is, like, Natasha Denona, I feel like always comes, like, it's always like a kind of thing, like whether shades are going to be broken or not. But it did come well wrapped. It is a very, not very heavy, but it is a weighted palette for sure, which I like when it comes to higher end stuff. Like, I feel like it should be weighted nicely. But I got the Flash palette. I will say I usually throw out the little sticker thing, but this doesn't come with any protector in it, which I found weird just because I feel like that's like a standard where it comes with a peely thing over the mirror, and then something to protect the mirror from the shades, but there really wasn't anything. It doesn't bother me. I just thought I would mention it. But yeah, this is the Flash palette. I don't know if you guys are like me in my skin tone, but like I felt like I needed something in between. Like I was like, I need the last two from this one and the first two from the other one. I'm not complaining because I know people have it way worse than I do in terms of, you know, finding things that work on their skin tone, but that's just me being picky. Like I really wanted that first shade of the deeper palette. I'm like, can you make one in medium? Can we start doing light, medium, dark? I would love that. Okay. Let me zoom you in and let's put these on the face. I feel like they look like little pigtails, but whatever. At least I want you guys to see the full effect. My gosh, though, my husband just bought a Roomba for Black Friday, and when he's here, I'm like, can you please be more quiet? And now he's not here, and he starts the Roomba, and I'm just like, it's like you found ways to bother me on purpose. I know it's not true, but that's how it feels. Anyways, at least I don't have to vacuum anymore, so that's great. All right, so we're gonna go in with a dry face first, and then we'll go over it with, we'll spray it if we need to. So, like I said, I did try these on dry skin. I haven't tried them over foundation in a whole, I just feel more put together now. So, I'm actually gonna go in with the shade, I think I'm gonna take Sparks first, which is this shade right here. Gleam, I think, is a little bit pale for my skin tone. That is really pretty. So let's finish it first, and then we'll spray my face after. So we'll do both sides first. But I don't even think you really like need to spray your face. It still is a very nice highlight. It's not like a oh my gosh type highlight like I feel like everybody was saying. Maybe that's also because I just tried the Jeffree Star one. It's just a whole other level of highlights. But it is really, really pretty. Like I really, really like this right now, the way it is. But we will kick up the intensity in a minute. So let's go in with the shade Iced, which is right here. We just used this shade. So the palettes, I like that that they're like raised pans. You do get a good amount of product in here. I don't love the deadpan space, and that's just how I am with any palette. I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, I've never gone through a highlighting palette ever. But on the other hand, I'm like, I want my money's worth, and so don't fill up my pan, you know what I mean, with dead space, like my palette with dead space. I don't like that in any palettes, which I feel like a lot of, especially higher end companies try to do, and I'm just like, So I decided I love this shade, obviously, because I just went straight to mustache. But that is really pretty. I was a little worried it was going to be too light on my skin tone, but it's actually looking really nice. Let me turn down the lights for you guys. So this is in low lighting, as you guys can see, and it is they're pretty. Like, they went on smooth. It's not chunky at all. I'm liking it. So let's go ahead and we'll spray. All right, let's go back in with Sparks. I'm gonna just leave the lighting down so you guys can really see. That's very pretty. It's like a yellow gold, which I feel like really complements like medium skin tones well. All right, so those are what the shades look like. I'm gonna zoom you in. We'll do Gleam on the inner corner. I'm a little sad my brush can't come yet that I got with the palette, but I'm like, nah, it's okay. At the same time, I wouldn't have paid a full $24 for it. I still, like, no matter how good the brush is, I'm still like, it's a synthetic brush and I'm only paying 10 bucks. So I feel like it's a good deal with the bundle, most likely. Obviously, I haven't tried it, but I'm like, I wouldn't have paid $24 for it, just so you guys know. So yeah, I do feel like the first shade Gleam is going to be more of like my inner corner, my brow bone, and like, I like to do just a little bit of highlight right there. And that's it. I don't like to do my full nose. Like, I don't need to emphasize that thing. All right, let me get close up in here. Adjust the lighting a little bit so you guys can see. I don't feel like it emphasizes any more texture than any of my other highlights. That's what I was trying to get across in the last video as well with the loose highlighters. Of course, highlight brings out texture no matter what brand it is, but it's not like I'm seeing that this one brings out any more, or it's a very smooth, fine formula. So I feel like it's just going to bring out the same that any other highlight would. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to my bare skin. I did it for you guys, but I'm not someone who does a full face of makeup every day, and I like a little shine. So we will do individual swatches of each shade on my skin without foundation and do comparisons of Wet n Wild. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this pretty fast because I have no idea if this is useful to anybody. I personally don't wear a full face of makeup most of the time. Like, I kind of wear mascara, maybe I'll do an eyeshadow, and then that's it. So, and then a highlighter. I still do my highlight because I just need to shine a little, you know, it just makes me feel better. So hopefully this is useful. If not, I will totally get rid of this portion of highlighting videos. So definitely let me know in the comments down below if this is useful to you or not. So let's go ahead. We're going to do these really quickly since I'll spend more time on it when I have my full face done. But let's go ahead. We're just going to go from here and then down. So Gleam. And I just have moisturizer on my face right now. So that's usually what I have. I don't have a whole bunch of concealer on, like the tiniest bit right there, and that's it. So that is the shade Gleam. Let's layer her up a little bit. I feel like this is a little bit too light for my skin tone, even without makeup on. But I would mix it in with others. All right, we're gonna take Iced on the other side. These do just like smoothly glide on. I like Iced more than Gleam, but I still feel like it's intense, and it's all up to you if you like a highlight like this in terms of like not having a full face of makeup on. But yeah, those are the first two shades. I went a little too intense on this set, not gonna lie. But I still, like, I'll wear this without foundation on, you know what I mean? These are just rough swatches so that you guys can see. So again, this is Iced and this is Gleam. Okay, next two shades, we're gonna go Sparks. It's like my face decided to have a party over here. I don't know what happened. So this is like a white goldy shade, which I really like these types of shades. So there is Sparks and then Mesmerized on this side. So we got Sparks, Mesmerized. I just want to kind of pull it back, that way you guys know what it actually looks like, you know, what it would look like not so close up. But I would still wear these without makeup on. Like, I still feel like they're really pretty. Next, we're going to do the loose highlight with Wet n Wild, just because I got a lot of questions asking if they apply the same. So I'll kind of let you guys decide, and we'll swatch them side by side. Okay, I'm cleaning the brushes between each one. This is going to be the shade Bomb. So if you like, I already did my whole video on the beaming highlights. I did foundation on that one, but I just wanted to show you guys side by side so you guys can picture the difference, okay? So this is Bomb, which I haven't tried yet either. I really love the loose highlights. Obviously the shades aren't going to be the same, but I just want you guys to see how the $5 Wet n Wild performs next to this $24 Dollar highlight. Written in the Stars is the shade of the Wet n Wild highlight. So sometimes I will get my face wet for this one. And it's definitely like a lighter tone than the Jaclyn Hill. But you guys can kind of see, like, I wouldn't say one looks tremendously different than the other in terms of, like, would you be able to tell that this side was Wet n Wild compared to the Jaclyn Hill one? You know what I mean? Because, yeah, looking at it side by side, it's like this tone is much prettier. But that way I can just show you guys, like, the application-wise, how they compare. And these are both applied the same way. My face completely dry. I will say, though, the shade is gorgeous, the bomb shade. But the Wet n Wild ones, I mean, you can't go wrong with $5, you know? Okay, so this is the Jaclyn Hill palette swatched. And then this is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Light. So this was limited edition, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But, like, it is super, super similar. Like, I would say, like, most of these shades are, like, almost exact dupes. At the same time, I feel like it's hard to be original with highlights. Like, there's only so many tones you can do like this. You know what I mean? Where it's more of, like, glam, like, natural glam. I'm trying to say, like, you know, it's not like the crazy highlights. You know what I mean? You want everyday wearable. This is usually people's, like, go-to. So those are very similar. The only other thing that I really wanted to compare it to was if you were looking for, like, a cheaper formula. This is the Rach Loves palette from Pixie, and I felt like a lot of these shades would be similar to these ones. So let's just swatch right here. So yeah, and I absolutely love these highlights. It has definitely been one of my favorites this year. The Rach Loves and Pixie, the Picky palette. Just so you guys can kind of see in terms of, like, newer things that have come out. But those are the shades there. And then I did want to swatch Cookie just because I feel like she always talks about Cookie. So I want to see if any of the shades were similar. So definitely different formula though. Like, definitely not the same. But I wanted to swatch Cookie next to these so that you guys can kind of get an idea. Cookie is, I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe, but for the most part, what I will say is, like, yes, I feel like she took other ideas from companies and products that she loved. And, you know, I've kind of already done my disclaimer thing in the last video, but like, if I was going to make a brand, I'd probably do the same thing. Like, I'd probably take little pieces from things I've tried and then say, like, okay, how do I love that formula, but how do I improve it? You know what I mean? In terms of this palette, I really like it. I do, you know, it's made in Italy. It is expensive, you know, but I do feel like I'll get a lot of use out of it. Like I said, I don't love the dead space part. And I did find the little tabby thing in the mirror. That was important to mention. I just could not see it at all. So it does have the sticker. Don't worry. It just didn't have the little layout thing, which I throw away anyway. But yeah, I don't love deadpan. And the thing is, like, this type of packaging, at least the front, it's not as noticeable since it's white. But, you know, you will get fingerprints. Like, they're everywhere on the palette now. So if that bothers you, just know that. For me, I feel like out of this and then the Beaming Loose Highlights, I feel like these are my favorite. I still really like the palette, and I'll probably get a lot of use out of it. It's nice because you can just grab the palette and be like, okay, I'm going to do my cheeks, I'm going to do my inner corners. Like, you have shade options all in one, whereas, like, the loose highlights, you got to sit there, you know, but I feel like these are just, I'm a highlight lover, so I love intense highlights. I feel like this is perfectly intense. Like, don't get me wrong, this is still very intense, but these are just another level of intense, and I really like these. So if you're thinking between the two, I would kind of go with what you're going to use the most, but for this being $24, I feel like I'm probably going to use these actually more than anything else. Like, I'm going to use the palette because I paid for the palette. Don't get me wrong. It's a gorgeous palette. But you guys can see I pretty much have the same shades all the way across. I feel like, you know, unfortunately now with so many people getting into brands and just releasing, you're like, if you had done this 5 years ago, you know, it would have been more unique to anyone's collection. But now it's hard. I at least feel like it is a luxury feeling product. It's not cheap looking. The packaging isn't cheap. So that's good. Overall, I am very happy with everything. like I said, I had a very good experience this time around with the customer service, answering the phone call. I love that they have a number. Usually like smaller brands, they don't have any customer service over the phone. So I feel like she is trying to do her best to improve. Does that mean that I can wholeheartedly like sit here and tell you guys like go out and buy the products? You're gonna be super happy with them. Unfortunately, no, I can't do that. I'm saying I am personally happy that I bought these products, and I am willing to keep purchasing Jaclyn Hill products if I'm interested, because I love what I got. But I can't just like for my subscribers be like, I recommend this, because I don't know how other people's experiences are going right now. And unfortunately, like it's just going to take time. Like the brand needs to grow. I feel like it's different for a YouTuber to be a YouTuber and then start a business. Just because you're good at YouTube doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything about business. And I feel like that's kind of what the lesson was for her during the first launch. When people are spending their own money and it's all you have, you don't have anything else to fall back on. So I feel like I feel for her in that way, where I'm just like, hey, she's got to grow as a business person. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts, what you guys think. I will definitely use the brush in future videos, and I will use all of these because it's like expensive. But yeah, I still feel like the price tag, I mean, I know it's made in Italy, but just considering everything, maybe just a few dollars cheaper would have been nice, like $5. Give me $5 off. But that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If the swatches without makeup aren't useful, totally let me know. I'm fine without doing those. I try to think of things that like you guys would want to know, you know? I always say that, you know. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to let you know if I know the answer. And yeah, let's hang out down there. Bye, guys. Oh, now I itch. Sure, I look so attractive right now. Okay. Why didn't I bring my tweezers in here? Don't do this to me. I don't have much time. Come on. You'll get on my